Toronto condo sales are tanking, but asking prices aren't budging. That's a recent Toronto Star article that I was interviewed in. And that's what a lot of people have been asking me recently. Hey, Tom, we're now in a buyer's market for condos. Sales volume is lower than it was. It was down almost 30% year over year. Why are the prices so sticky? So I'm going to tell you everything that I told the Toronto Star in this video. And I think this is really important because if you're a seller, I don't want you to waste your time going to the market if you don't fully understand what is happening. And if you're a buyer, I don't want you to make a huge mistake or not get into the market if it actually does make sense for you. My name's Tom Storey. I'm a real estate agent here in the city of Toronto. And if you like this video, all I ask, give it a like and subscribe. If you want to book a call with us, you can do it in the first link in the description. So let's address some of the main questions for condos. And by the way, I understand my channel has been very condo focused recently. I'll go back to houses soon, but honestly, houses are selling. There's not really a lot to say. Condos are much more interesting right now. So why are condo prices holding if we have a ton of inventory, we're in a buyer's market, and people can't even qualify based on the stress test? And I have a few theories. Right now, almost 45% of all the condos currently for sale in Toronto are vacant. That does not mean that 45% of all condos are vacant or that they were always vacant. Just currently the way that they are for sale, they are vacant. Now, a lot of these vacant properties are newer built buildings, okay? Now, some of them are old, some of them are 10 years old, but a good chunk of them, because I just reviewed this data, are in buildings that were built in the last 5 years. Those buildings are naturally higher priced. So if a lot of the inventory is vacant, if they're the ones selling, it could actually be like inflating it a little bit where it's like only the new ones are selling because they're vacant. And that's why prices are looking like they're holding. But it's really just because it's a newer product that was always going to sell for a little bit more. So that could be a reason why prices are holding and they haven't dipped down like they probably should have just based on everything going on. And the second thing is we have only actually been in a buyer's market, like a true buyer's market for condos for about 2 months. We've seen this play out many times before. Actually, recently, end of 2023, we saw the exact same thing. And it took 3, 4, 5, 6 months, this transition zone, for sellers and buyers not to be in that standoff that's going on right now. We're only 2 months in a true buyer's market here in the city of Toronto for condos. It's going to take 2, 3, 4 more months for things to kind of flush out and figure out what's going on in the market and where is true value. And as we head into the summer, for the properties that aren't selling, those sellers are going to have to make a decision. So of the just over 7,000 condos on the market in the city of Toronto, 3,500 of them have already been on the market over 30 days. And that has told me that at least half of the inventory, the buyers have said with their actions, we don't believe that is your value. You didn't sell in that first 30 days. So we already know that, like, not my opinion, not your opinion, but the market's opinion, that half the inventory on the market is priced incorrectly. Then I decided to dig a little bit further, and 1,500 of the active listings of the 7,000 have been on the market over 60 days. Now in Toronto, a typical listing agreement is a 90-day contract. So there's a good chunk of the condo market currently for sale that's going to be expiring soon. And those sellers are going to have to decide, okay, well, do I just take it off the market and try later? So that takes inventory off. Do I just change my strategy and now I'm just going to rent it out? Or am I going to put it back on the market at a price that's actually going to get it to sell? And that's what needs to happen for you to see real pressure on prices. Now, a lot of condo sellers that I'm talking to right now are saying, well, should I wait till September? Is that going to make a difference? Honestly, I don't think it is. In fact, I think it could be a little bit worse by then. If you look at what's going to happen and when prices are actually going to accelerate again, well, two things have to happen, and they have to happen at the same time. Inventory has to come down. In fact, half of what it is today. And Bank of Canada has to come down like another 100 to 150 basis points. My advice for condo sellers right now, if you've been on the market 35 to 45 days, you have to make a decision. Are you going to adjust your price to make sure that you sell, or are you going to take it off the market or change your strategy and lease it out? For the market to start moving again, you need that bottom end to have demand. That demand's not going to show up unless interest rates go down. It's just the truth. First-time home buyers aren't qualifying and investors are not interested. They're the ones buying that bottom end of the market. It's very clear why the condo market is doing what it's doing. Investors are looking to sell. 70% almost of active listings are tenanted or vacant. So we know what is happening. Only 30% is owner occupied. We are still finding success with owner occupied or vacant properties that are marketed correctly, that are staged, and priced sharply. They are actually selling, but you have to be realistic with where things are at today. And if you're a buyer, you have to ask yourself, well, if there's an opportunity now that makes sense for me, if I'm going to own it for the next 5 years, do I want to jump in now, or should I just wait longer into the year? I don't think it's going to make a massive difference on sale price, whether you buy today or you buy at the end of the year or early next year. I think it's going to take quite a long period of time for the inventory to fall off and the rates to go down for the condo market to pick up again. But I will tell you, with our condo buyers we're helping right now, there is opportunity. It's very interesting. You're buying a condo in 2024 at the same price you were paying in early 2020. That's where the market's at today. Now, could things drop off a little bit more? Of course they could. If this inventory level remains for the rest of the year, you will see prices come down. It's just, it is what it is. Now, it would really have to go up to see like a massive change in prices. You'd have to have all these desperate sellers sell at the same time. And all it takes is that one person to sell for a really low price for the market to then follow, because for the properties that are selling, they're still getting 99% of their asking price. So to kind of wrap this up, yeah, I don't think condo prices are going to go up at all in 2024. Could they go down? Absolutely, they could go down. They could go down if what's currently happening right now remains for the next part of the year. It's going to be interesting to see if people take their properties off the market if they can't sell, or if they're actually going to be realistic and decrease the price to make sure that they're in the category that's selling every single month. We're going to see how this plays out. Freehold properties are still moving really well, so it's this really weird dynamic right now in the market. Thanks for watching this video. My name is Tom Storey, and remember, home is where your story begins.